Professor Dave and Chegg here. We know what chirality is, and we know that chiral molecules have an enantiomer, but there are special cases in which a molecule with one or more chiral centers is actually achiral overall. So let's get a closer look at this now.
To understand this concept, let's briefly review. If a molecule has precisely one chiral center, it is definitely a chiral molecule. It will have a mirror image that is a different molecule. However, if a molecule has two or more chiral centers, it may or may not be chiral overall, depending on whether there exists some internal symmetry. Take this cyclic compound with two bromines on wedge bonds. As we already know, these are both chiral centers, and we could assign them an absolute configuration. However, when we draw the mirror image of this molecule, we find that it is not different. It is exactly the same. So by definition, this molecule is achiral. If a molecule's mirror image is not any different from itself, it can't be chiral. In this particular case, that's because this is what is called a Meso compound. We actually don't have to draw the mirror image to know this. We can simply identify that there is an internal plane of symmetry. If we reflect this half of the molecule across this plane, we do indeed get the other half of the molecule. That's what makes this a Meso compound, and Meso compounds are achiral. Bear in mind that if we changed one of these groups to some other group, this would no longer be Meso, as the symmetry would then vanish. So the key takeaway here is that if we can identify a plane of symmetry, meaning we can put a plane right through the middle of the molecule such that one half reflects to give the other half, it is a Meso compound and it is achiral, just as we can say for these examples here. This plane of symmetry can cut through a single bond, it can slice through a ring. The orientation is irrelevant. It is simply an imaginary plane that divides the molecule into mirrored halves.
With that, we should be familiar with the concept of Meso compounds, or molecules with two or more chiral centers that are achiral overall due to an internal plane of symmetry. Professor Dave for Chegg. See you next time.